שלום, קוראים לי לאה פריד.
Hello, my name is Leah Fried. I was born in Tarnów, Poland, and was hidden for 3 years in a convent near Przemysl on the Russian border. I was there for 3 years at ages 5 to 8.
המנזר שלי היה...
My convent stood on a small hill in Przemysl, overlooking a river, a beautiful and quiet place.
אני הובאתי למנזר...
I was brought there by Yanina, a Christian acquaintance of my mother, who had hidden me for 6 months prior to that.
ולא יכלה להחביא אותי יותר כי גילו אותי.
She couldn't keep me because they found out about me, so she looked for another hiding place for me. I was brought there and was allowed to play with a dog, while Yanina agreed with the nuns on the agreement.
העסקה. סיפור הכיסוי שלי היה...
My cover story was that Mother Superior was my aunt, that my mother, her sister, was killed in a bombing in Warsaw, and my father was killed in the Polish army. They had a kindergarten for children aged 3 to 4. I was too big to join them, so I had my own tasks. I worked within the convent. I milked the cows. I remember a red cow who always slapped me in the face with her tail. But I rewarded myself by drinking with pleasure white and frothing milk from her udders. I fed the pigs, I collected the eggs, I tended the goats, and as small as I was, I cleaned the whole convent, shining their beautiful parquet floor. I want to tell you 2 funny, sad anecdotes about that period. The first is about a statue. With time, I became a very devout Christian. I prayed with ardor and had many questions for the priest who came once a week with the boys' choir. The nuns liked my faith, which I proved by asking to take to my room the statue of Saint Francis, a large portrayal of Saint Francis, hugging the infant Jesus. The nuns thought it was a sign from heaven for a 5-year-old to want this statue in her room. For me, it may have been a doll, or perhaps I missed Father's arms and Mother's hugs, the way St. Francis was hugging Jesus. Anyway, it convinced the nuns that I was on the right road to faith. The other story is about cakes. I was never hungry, but I never ate with the nuns. Always outside, with the dogs, because only nuns and monks could eat with the nuns, for they ate the sacrament. And I always wondered, what is there in the pots and what do they eat when I'm not there? I was a wild child, never went to school, and roamed the streets. Once, I chanced upon a shop where they had puffy pastry eclairs. They were something rare during the war, and I wanted them very much. I sneaked into the nun's room, where I actually slept, and stole a few coins from her wooden box, and bought myself an eclair. I managed to do that twice, but on the 3rd time, as I came back licking my fingers and lips until no sign was left, I saw Mother Superior walking down the path with her hands behind her back. I knew I was going to stand trial, and I was. I couldn't deny it, so I admitted. I was whipped with a whip used on the beasts. That hurt, but I was more afraid of spending a whole night in the pigsty. I wasn't afraid of the pigs. They were my friends. But there were huge gray rats scurrying around all night in the pigsty. The war ended. I was 8 years old. I waited every day for my parents to come and get me after 3 years of separation, but they never came. They were no longer alive.